Hey guys, it's Madison, and I actually just got back from lunch, so I'm kind of like laying on the couch here, just chilling. Had lunch with one of my really good friends, and had a lot of fun. I actually took today off of work to kind of have like a nice long holiday weekend. So I've actually spent the entire weekend basically at my mom's house. I've been staying with her, and I'm happy to report that things are going so well with my mom. This had always been a big area of concern, and I was always afraid of what my transition would kind of do with that relationship. And I'm pleased to report that things are improving every day, and we're able to talk about it openly with one another. And it's just been really good. One thing that we actually did this weekend is I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of a girl named Jazz Jennings. She's like a transgender teenager, and she has like a TV show and a YouTube channel, and she's a big like advocate for the trans community. But so anyway, me and my mom actually started watching the TV show called I Am Jazz, and we over the past couple of days we have binge watched this entire TV show, like all three seasons worth, and it's been really nice because it's been a good way to like bring the topic up and discuss it without it kind of feeling really awkward. Because it's like issues and things would happen in the TV show. My mom might ask a question or I might make a comment and we might bring up something that would start a discussion. So it's been really positive. And if this is something that you're struggling with as well, like with your own family or whatever, that's a really good way that I found to do it. It kind of breaks the ice and it gets the ball rolling on conversations that you need to have. So that's been really helpful and positive. I'm actually at my mom's house still, so Miss Sophie is wanting inside. I don't know if this other dog wants in or not. My mom has a little dog, and I find it incredibly annoying, and she drives me crazy. But what can you do? All right, sorry. Go on, Miss Sophie. Come on. You gonna say hi to everybody? But yeah, so it's been a really good way to kind of get the ball rolling and make things happen a little bit easier as far as conversations go. So, I highly recommend maybe going that route or at least looking into it if you are dealing with this similar situation. But overall, the main thing I wanted to talk to you guys about today is anxiety. And so, for those of you who actually know me in real life, or maybe you've picked it up through some of my videos, that I tend to suffer from really bad and high levels of anxiety. Um, my mind always takes like the worst of every situation. I don't do well with unknowns. I tend to basically shut down, and my mind spends all of its time racing, trying to like figure out like scenarios and trying to figure out like what's going to happen, and I end up driving myself crazy with it because that's all I can think about. My mind races 100 miles an hour. I'm not able to really focus on anything, and so my anxiety has always been it's always been a big factor in my life, but especially now that I've started transitioning, it's been a bigger factor. Um, I'm afraid a lot more of things, just of things in general that I wouldn't normally have been bothered by. But now that I've transitioned, sometimes those things really bother me. And one thing I have noticed is that ever since I went full time about a week ago, that my anxiety level has decreased a lot. And I think that's probably part of what was causing a lot of my issues to begin with, was like my worrying and trying to figure out what it was going to be like, and basically my transition as a whole. And now that that has actually happened, I have seen that maybe it's not as scary as I had thought it was going to be, or whatever the reasoning is, but it my anxiety is so much better now. I feel very much at peace with myself, with my life, the life that I've created. I feel very much at peace, and that's something that I've never felt before. I've never felt at peace and just content with my life and what's going on. And for the first time ever, I do. So, I'm really glad I listened to my psychologist and made my transition sooner than I was planning. Originally, I was planning like September, October, somewhere in there. And finally, one day, she set me down and she asked me, she's like, Madison, she's like, what are you going to accomplish that's different by waiting until September or October to transition? All you're going to end up doing is driving yourself crazy with anxiety, and the end result is still going to be the same, whether you do it now or whether you do it, towards the end of the year. But in the process, you're going to make yourself absolutely miserable. And so I actually took that advice, and that's the reason I transitioned sooner. And I have to say that it's probably some of the best advice I have ever received. It has really, really helped me, and that cannot go, or that cannot go unstated enough. Is that how you say it? Unstated enough? I don't know. Also, another thing that I wanted to kind of mention to you guys is that, so as I said earlier, I've been watching this show called I Am Jazz, and basically what she did and what her path was is that she knew at a very young age, like the age of 5 or 6, and as soon as she started getting close to the age of puberty, they did like an implant, like in her arm, that would basically block the effects of the testosterone and prevent her from entering a male puberty. And so I was always kind of jealous of people who were able to transition younger, and I've always said a lot, that's kind of my biggest regret, is that I didn't start transitioning sooner. And because of that, like I just have certain features like my voice, like I have a lot of masculine traits now that I'll never be able to get rid of without surgery, or some that I'll never get rid of. And so I'd always been really jealous and always said that it was a big regret of mine not doing it sooner. But after watching this show, I'm fully caught up now. In case you're watching this, like on season 3, she is doing consultations to have her vaginoplasty, so she can get her gender reassignment. And it looks like, and I don't know how it's going to turn out, so I could be totally off base here, but it looks like she's having a lot of problems with it because by blocking the effects of a male puberty, she didn't fully develop, in her southern regions. And so a lot of the surgeons are telling her in the show that she doesn't have enough material to work with to actually get the type of vaginoplasty that she wants, or that to get, to be able to have one that, basically have a vagina that's like fully functioning and, all that good stuff, which is what I want. So in a way, I never looked at it as a drawback before of transitioning sooner in life. I always looked at it as all advantageous because they could avoid a lot of the masculine traits, but simultaneously they are, possibly interfering with, their possible SRS surgery later on in life. And so that was something that, I hesitate to say it makes me feel good because that's really horrible and horrible news for her. But at the same time, it makes me feel more at peace with the fact that I have waited so long. And like I said, it's been my biggest regret that I didn't tell, people how I felt like 10, 15 years sooner, and I could have transitioned a long time ago, and I could have just avoided a lot of these problems that I'm facing now. But even transitioning at a younger age or like a pre-puberty age, you still run into issues. And those aren't things that I realized about before. So I'm understanding now that there's no right or wrong age to do this at, to where, you get the best possible results. It's going to be a trade-off one way or the other based on what I'm understanding. So it's done a lot to really help me like relieve my anxiety levels. But anyways, you guys, so it's kind of a short video today. Make sure you press the like button if you enjoy my videos, or please make sure you subscribe. I would love to have you guys join our community and our family here. As soon as we hit 400 subscribers, I'm going to commit to doing weekly live streams every Sunday. And all right, I bit my tongue. That kind of hurt. I'm going to commit to doing weekly live streams every Sunday for you guys. I really enjoy them, and they're so much fun. But yeah, I would love to have you be a part of our community and this channel and, what we're doing here. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and tell all your friends, share it on your social medias, whatever you want to do. That's great with me. So, but yeah, until next time, you guys, be kind and make good choices.